without further ado, this is the library. And if you know, it's kind of obvious. There's bookshelves. There's a book here on the desk, on the couch. There's a fireplace. Door outside. This, in case you're wondering, just as a note, there's a reason I have a lot of stuff to say in here. If you think back to the last video, the previous one, where we started out the game and excuse me, yawning here. We played that video of Stauf and kind of the background behind him and his mansion and everything, and you noted that it started playing from a book. Well, this is the book. This is the room that the video actually plays from. You noticed it exits the library to start the video in the beginning of the game back in the foyer. This is where it comes out of. So that's the book that was there. I know that the book is not a puzzle, but the brain is there for a reason, which I'll explain in a minute. First, I want to take you over to here. Ooh, boingy. Now there is a brain here, which is another puzzle. There's also this fireplace. And if you're wondering why the finger is beckoning, that's because if you ever want to take a shortcut to the second floor and you don't feel like going all the way up the stairs, this is actually a shortcut to upstairs. And if you look, I'll just show you briefly on the map. Right. Ooh, now see, this room has opened since we have solved the puzzle in that room. I don't think it was open before, but we're not going to go in there yet. This right here opened that room. And wow, we've got 4 rooms open on upstairs now as well. That's amazing. But if you notice this staircase here coming out of this little hallway, that is actually the staircase from it starts you back in the beginning of the room. That's annoying. That is actually the staircase that leads from this fireplace, but it's only a one-way. For some reason, it's a one-way passage, so the game does not allow you to come back down through the fireplace, only up. I'm not sure why you can't go both directions. Maybe the fireplace door only opens one way. I'm not sure, but just in case you wanted to know, that's what that staircase leads to. So let's see if we can't try to solve this puzzle now, which is basically what the game is made up of.
You'll need more than lenses to focus your thoughts on this one.
Now this doesn't make sense. Or does it?
Alright, so before I go and try to solve this puzzle and have to listen to him keep talking again, what I'm going to do is exit the puzzle just for a second. Because now the game knows that I have started that puzzle. I can explain to you more about the book that I was referencing before. This book, should you ever get stuck, because puzzles do indeed get harder as the game goes on, and you feel like you're never going to solve it or you need a little guidance, spell a complete sentence. Start at the letter T at the south pole of the planet. Trace a path through each letter only once and end at the starting point. This is, since we started that puzzle, is actually a clue to that puzzle. Now there are 3 clues that you are allowed to get from this game. The 3rd clue, however, actually solves the puzzle for you. So if you don't want the puzzle to get solved for you, I would suggest not doing any more than 2 clues, because obviously you get this clue. Should you be further stumped, it will give you a 2nd clue, and the 3rd clue, by the 3rd clue, it will actually solve the puzzle for you. So just a warning. And the nice thing about it, though, this book, By clicking on this brain, it's going to actually do something kind of cool. Yes, the book does indeed, when you're done reading the clue, take you back to your puzzle or whatever room your puzzle happens to be in. And I thought that since we were in the library already, it was a good opportunity without wasting too much time to give you an idea of what happens and not end up too far away and waste time trying to get
Now
back.
this doesn't make sense. Or does it?
So that's what happens when you try to get a hint. Now, as the hint said, we have to start with a T, but if you notice, it's kind of obvious we have to start with the T since it won't let us select any of the other letters anyway. So let's click on the eyeball and see what happens.
A perplexing planetary poser. How puzzling. Perhaps a phonemic path can be phrased with a little postulation.
Now that's right, if I didn't mention, the voice that we keep hearing that's talking is kind of ourselves, like the voice of us, the player, as the ghost or whatever, and that is actually referred to as ego. So the player's avatar, which is the first person point of view, us, that voice that you hear is ego. So we are ego, which you never actually see in this game from a, like, you only see our first point of view. First person point of view. We never actually see, we're never actually allowed a view of ourselves while we're playing. So that's kind of interesting. Now, it's kind of obvious there's a Y or a T. We have to make a sentence, and TY could be part of a word, but that looks like an A, and that looks like a W, a B, and an I. And TYA, TYW, TYB, and TYI don't really seem like words that make any sense. So that's why it's kind of obvious that's the next choice.
Having fun yet, mortal?
See, there's Stauf starting to talk and taunt and whatever. So TH. Now we have a whole slew of choices now. We could have O, N, I, or E. But if we do O, then our only choice is P or N. And thop or thon don't really make a lot of sense for the beginning word for this. So that's why I'm thinking that those two are not valid choices. On the other hand, I and E are very valid choices because we can go with I, this. There's the choice of this, or THIE, well, W or L, that doesn't make sense, so I don't think it's that E. THIE, W or R, we could do there. Actually, oh, that is funny. We have the choice of both E's. I never even noticed that if we choose the I. But isn't there THEIR? So that doesn't make sense. You're right. So this, but if we do this, then we would have a choice of N or B. This, by, that doesn't make sense. This, bis, no, that doesn't make sense. It's probably not that. This, nope, nop, no, nos, no, that doesn't make sense at all. So it's probably not this. So I'm thinking that it's E.
This is trickier than it looks.
So the what? The well, it's gotta be R. Oh, it's not the. There. Okay. Now, way. Welb. No. Their way. Bis? No, that's not making any sense. I see. There is. Okay. No, that's not making any sense. But actually, if you look at this now, it's practically spelled out for us. If you look, that says no. This looks like yeah. It's pretty easy from then. It looks kind of confusing at the start, but because it's only like the second puzzle in the game, it's much easier than it looks from the way it's set up. Come on, Stauf, taunt us. B. No Stauf taunting? What? Come on.
What twisted crime of logic would merit such a sentence?
There is no possible way. That's very interesting, actually. I don't know what it's referring to, but...
Old man Stauf built a house and filled it with his toys. 6 guests were invited one night. Their screams, the only noise. Blood inside the library, blood right up the hall, dripping down the attic stairs. Hey, guests, try not to fall. Nobody came out that night. Not one was ever seen. But old man Stauf is waiting there. Crazy, sick, and mean.
Wow. Yeah. Pretty interesting. It just gets creepier and creepier. Considering we are at 27 minutes though, I think I'm going to leave this video off here for now. We have done enough the start of this video. We've gotten a pretty good thing going. So let's go and see if we can't save this as... I always thought it was interesting that you had to pick a save file every time and name the save file. I always used to think that once you picked the save file, it would automatically keep that name that you picked the first time and you wouldn't have to rename it. And what? Did I really seriously just... How do you go backwards? Well, I'll just hit OK. I accidentally hit the I thinking it was the F because of the lines. Let's just resave that. Wow. Stauf. Wow. S-T-A-U-F. See the I though? See how much it looked like the F? I wasn't paying attention. Thank you. Alrighty then.
Your game has been saved.
Yes, that voice that you hear there is the one that you will hear a lot throughout the sequel if you have ever played that game, or if I decide to go on and do that game, which I probably will. But anyways, without further ado, this is Starfish Girl signing out, saying thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video, and in the next video we will look forward to taking on more of the house and getting further in the game. So see you next time.